Supriya Shine, there is a sense that Mr. Kejriwal is setting the narrative. He makes announcements, and he went 2 months ago and made announcements, including for free electricity, for example. The Prime Minister reacts and calls it Revdi culture. Rahul Gandhi goes there and makes similar announcements. He is setting the narrative, like it or not. In Gujarat today, Kejriwal is slowly but surely setting the narrative, and the Congress is playing catch-up. Aren't you worried that that space in another important state is moving away, the opposition space, from you to AAP?
No, I am not worried for two reasons. I am not worried for reason number one, that whenever it comes to political ideology, and eventually that is what differentiates us from the BJP. We are two ends of the political spectrum. We believe in an inclusive India. They believe in the hum do, hamare do culture. The Aam Aadmi Party cannot decide what to do publicly, because what they do privately, we've all seen. The Aam Aadmi Party, there is a reason I call them the Team B. Whether it is Goa or whether it is Uttarakhand, you look at the vote difference between us and the BJP. Each time the BJP is about to lose, the Chhota recharge comes to their rescue. Mr. Arvind Kejriwal goes calling in Gujarat and in Uttarakhand to ensure that the BJP wins. Exactly what he's trying to do in Gujarat.
But if you've not won Gujarat, for 25 years, they have every right to enter. But Supriya Shine, if you have not been able to defeat the Modi-Shah BJP for so many years, if Arvind Kejriwal wants to occupy that space, he has every right. I mean, the Congress is not entitled to be the opposition.
Absolutely. No, but Rajdeep, I refute you. I never said I'm entitled to be the opposition, but I'm entitled to point out how does the AAP script play along. And the AAP script is very clear. Wherever the BJP is in a hot spot, in a hot soup, the AAP comes to their rescue. What did the AAP achieve in Goa, I would like to know. And what did the AAP achieve in Uttarakhand, other than making the BJP win? I would really want to ask this question. What is their ideology on 11 rapists being released? Why has he not said a word on that? Why does he not say a word on drugs? Why does he spend so much of public money on advertisements and taking private jets and going and doing stunts by eating with auto drivers' families? Exactly, Punjab mein kahi tha, wahi purani script Gujarat.
Supriya Shine, Rahul Gandhi also goes to Dalit families and eats in their home. Politicians are known to have photo ops across the spectrum. We'll come into photo op politics, whether you believe this is photo op or not, in a moment again.
Rahul Gandhi is not a stuntman like Arvind Kejriwal is. Arvind Kejriwal's politics is one of stunts and ads. That's all that he is.
Let Shehzad Poonawalla.
Rahul Gandhi has an ideology. He speaks about women. He speaks against rapists. BJP and AAP do not. Let them decide for themselves what is their ideology. Let them say on the show today, are they for or are they against the release of rapists of Bilkis Bano? Let the AAP representative
my
today.
friend,
Something that the very Chief Minister has not said.
Ma'am, you've repeated it. Shehzad Poonawalla has been patient, but I will try one more time to ask the AAP person. Rakesh Hirpara, the charge is Kejriwal or the AAP has no ideological fight against the BJP. It's an election fight. You are trying to basically take the votes away. You have no stand on Bilkis Bano. You have no stand on the drug issue. You are not, according to the Congress, tackling the real ideological war against BJP. Quick answer, then I'll come to Shehzad.
The biggest problem of the country today is corruption, and we have continuously been fighting against the corruption, and that is our ideology.
Corruption is your ideology. Irrespective of the fact that there are serious charges now being made against you in Delhi.
What about the liquor mafia and the GTC buses scam?
Let Shehzad Poonawalla step in. Shehzad, you're hearing? Shehzad, in a way, while you're smiling, this seems an ideal situation for you, because you've got AAP and Congress battling for the opposition space in Gujarat, and maybe a divided vote is what you're looking for. Are you, though, worried about Mr. Kejriwal making gains in Gujarat, in the fortress, at least in terms of optics, in terms of narrative at the moment? Is this a worry? Is Kejriwal someone who worries the BJP long term, even in Gujarat?
The reason I was smiling, Rajdeep, because you were almost like Phil, the marriage counselor, trying to solve a marital dispute between Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party. You remember they had one marriage in 2013? I hope both of them at least accept on air now that it was a historic blunder. But they won't do it because convenience comes first for both of them. You know, they are like the Bade Miyan and Chote Miyan of corruption. And therefore, for us, one is no better than the other. In fact, Raghav Chadda, who doesn't come on television debates anymore, had once said that we are the natural replacement of the Congress. I agree completely. They are the natural replacement of the Congress. Let me explain how. Both of them questioned armed forces on surgical strike. Both of them play politics on national security. Both of them have questioned the Gujarat police. One made a drama yesterday. The other has questioned the Gujarat police on encounters, Ishrat Jahan case, and so on and so forth. Both of them defend the corrupt whenever they get an opportunity. One defends parivarik corruption. The other defends the corruption of Manish Sisodia and Satyendra Jain, the twin towers of corruption. 1 second, Rajdeep. Let me have my say also. Mera bhi thoda say le lo. And look at Supriya's confidence. I love Supriya's confidence. इनको 2% वोट मिला है उत्तर प्रदेश में और वो टोपी वाले जो आए थे बोल रहे थे we will make a government, they got less than Nota. Now you tell me that if Aam Aadmi Party was our B team, why did you A, do an alliance with them? And B, even if they were the B team in Uttar Pradesh, they got 1%, less than 1% vote. The other one has got 2% vote.
So Gujarat,
please, one minute, Shehzad,
alliance was 20. Gujarat, are you worried about Gujarat? Because Mr. Kejriwal is tapping into a narrative, health, education, claiming he will bring a Delhi model to a state where on issues like health and education, the government he claims has failed. Do you see him? He's attracting decent crowds as well. Is he someone you fear even more than a Rahul Gandhi?
Rajdeep, part of my family and I think even part of your family comes from Gujarat. We speak Gujarati also. Gujarati log, they are those people who will never buy kangi and tail of hair or hair growth from a ganja. कोई गंजे से ये hair growth oil नहीं खरीदेंगे. Please, can the Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson tell us 500 schools that they claim to build in they have built in Delhi? Can he tell us which 100 schools names they have built and where they are? Which 5 hospitals they have built in the last 7 years in Delhi? Or can they tell us they claim 10 lakh jobs? The RTI shows 3246 jobs have been given by Arvind Kejriwal in the last 7 years. And if they have not given everybody a job, unless they feel that there is no joblessness in Delhi, why aren't they giving their Berozgari Bhatta in Delhi, which they promised in Punjab and they promised in Gujarat? And in fact, in Punjab, they've gone so bankrupt, they can't even pay the government officers. In Delhi, the only reason they have not gone bankrupt is because the MHA pays for Delhi police and the centre pays for the pensions and liabilities. The revenue surplus of Delhi has come down consequently in the last 10 years by 88%. But let me come one question. Supriya's confidence. She says we are an ideological party. Kya ideology hai? On one end you have Uddhav Sena, on the other end you have IUML, on the third end you have ISF, and they are saying we are the ones with ideology. Supriya, when was the last time your party took a position on Ankita's burning? When was the last time your party took a position on what happened in Dumka and the MLA and the person in JMM government, Mr. Basant Soren, said that I was busy underwear shopping? When was the last time Rajasthan, when there are atrocities against women, Priyanka Vadra spoke up? Or Priyanka Vadra took a position on that? Your ideology is as true as the commitment on corruption of Arvind Kejriwal.
Okay.